Hello dear viewers, welcome back to another Odoo 18 tutorial by Cybrosys. Work centers in Odoo 18 are the backbone of efficient manufacturing operations. They allow you to accurately track costs, schedule production, plan capacity, manage equipment, and monitor overall efficiency. This guide will walk you through setting up and optimizing work centers in your Odoo 18 manufacturing app. Before you begin, enable work orders. Work centers functionality in Odoo 18 is directly tied to the work order settings. For that, navigate to the manufacturing app. You have to go to the configuration, open the settings, and there you have to make sure that work orders checkbox is already enabled. If not, enable it and make sure to save it. So after that is once enabled, you can manage individual work orders by navigating to the operations, and then you can go to the work orders in the manufacturing app. So from here, the work orders can be accessed and managed. So we are going to create a new work center as this first step. So in the manufacturing app, you have to go to the configuration and then open the work centers. So you can see all the pre-created work centers. We are going to create a new one. For that, click on the new button, which will open a new work center form. Provide a clear label. Okay, you can give it as assembly line 1, cutting station, whatever name you give, this name will appear on work orders and reporting dashboards. So let the name be cutting station. So that's the name I've given. So next we have the option which is tag. You can add reusable labels to categorize or sort work centers in list view, like heavy machinery, finishing area, whatever it is. So it's just an optional, field. So no need to provide it. It's not compulsory to give that. Then you have the alternative work centers. This is the alternative work centers. So you have to specify other work centers where a work order can be carried out if this one is unavailable. This is crucial for capacity planning and flexibility. Click on the field and choose one as alternative. Let it be drill 1. Then comes the code. Enter a unique reference ID for the work center, and this code is displayed in the list view. So I'm giving the code as 1234, or simply you can give some other name like S123. That's the code I'm giving. Then comes the working hours. So this is a field that actually defines when the work center operates and forms the basis for overall equipment effectiveness calculation, that is OEE. So I'll teach you how to define or adjust the working hours. So by default, Odoo uses a standard 40 hours per week schedule, which is Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can actually customize this or create new schedules. So to edit the existing work hours on the work center form, hover over the working hours and then go to the internal link of the product. The working hours. So this is the internal link, this arrow, which will take you to the standard working hours that is presetted. So from here, you can actually adjust the time ranges. You can edit any work from and work to time over here. So you can see Monday morning from 8 to 12 is the time, the duration is given over there. Then you have Monday lunch, how much time is taken as the lunch break and all. So that's how you can set the time period and all. And then if you want to delete it, simply click on the trash icon, which will enable you to delete or remove the specific time range. And to add a line, what you have to do is click on add a line at the bottom to create a new time range for a day. So click save to apply changes to these working hours. From the working hours form accessed as above, you can click on the new button. Okay. So once you click on the new button, what happens is that a new working hour can be created from here. Okay. So let's simply discard it. I'm just discarding it and we have come back to the work center we've been creating. So like if you go on and create one, you can actually give a descriptive name like night shift, weekend operations and all, and create a new work shift over there. So you can set the work from and work to times of each day of the week. Click save and assign to work center. Okay, to return your work center form and select your newly created work hours over here. So let it be there. And under the general information tab, you have the area which allows you to define productivity goals and operational costs for the work center. So you can see the operations, the costings and all. So first you navigate on the work center form, select the general information. There comes the productivity and cost. So a multiplier, okay, a multiplier, what happens is that this affects the normal execution speed of work order, that is the time efficiency. Okay, for example, if 50 percentage is older equipment makes work twice as slow. Similarly, you have the percentage over here, that is 100. Let it be there. You can change it based on whatever your need is. Okay, then you have the capacity, that is the number of products that can be processed at this work center simultaneously. So by default, it will be 1. You can change it to whatever quantity it produces. So I'm giving it as 5. Then you have OEE target. Okay, so here your target efficiency for this work center can be specified. This is the target efficiency of your work center, and this is used for OEE, which is overall equipment effectiveness calculation as well. Then you have the setup time as well as the cleanup time. So setup time is the time required before a work order can be commenced. Okay, but like for example, if a machine is going to start all on a sudden, you can't start working on it. It will require a warm up. Okay, similarly, the cleanup time. Once the work is over, how much time will it take to clean up? That is the time required after a work order is finished. It can be a breakdown, it can be a cleaning, whatever it is. So that time can be specified over here. I'm giving it as 30 minutes. Let it be 30. Okay, so that is also specified. Then comes the cost per hour. The hourly operation expense of this workstation, that is the per employee value, estimates average cost per employee. This feeds into manufacturing order costs. Then comes the allowed employees over here. You can select specific employees who can perform work at this work center. So if left blank, all employees are allowed. This is useful for equipment requiring certifications. So in certain work centers, only the certified employees are allowed. Such allowed employees can be mentioned over here. If there is nothing as such, then leave it empty. So that's it. Then you have the expense account as well as the analytic distribution. And then you have the description that can be specified over here. Then comes the specific capacities, that if your work center produces different quantities of different products simultaneously, use the specific capacities tab. Okay, and then once you navigate to this, you can see add a line and define capacities of different products. So for example, to I'll give you a tip, that is to specify capacities in different units of measure. Ensure the unit of measure feature is enabled in the inventory app. So to enable this, you can go to the inventory. From there, go to the configuration and then choose settings and enable the unit of measure, simply UOM. Okay, then you also have one more thing, which is the IoT triggers. So this tab actually allows you for connecting IoT devices to your work center for automated actions. You can see add a line. So on the work center form, you have to select the IoT tab, it is the IoT triggers tab, and click add a line. Okay, so to if you click on this add a line, the IoT device to be triggered can be added, that is the device. Okay, then key is the security key for the device, and then you have the action, that is the specific IoT device action to be triggered. So that can be mentioned over here. Then you have the assign equipment to the work centers, which requires maintenance app. So you can see the equipments over here. On the equipments tab, you can simply click add a line and choose the equipment to assign. So for each assigned piece of equipment, Odoo displays the equipment name, the technician, the equipment category, the MTBF, which means the mean time before failure, that is the average operating time before failure. Then also you can see one more thing, which is MTTR, mean time to repair, which is the average time to become operational again. Then finally we can see EST, next failure, that is the estimated next failure, and estimate before or based on past data. So you have to note that MTBF, MTTR and estimated next failures are automatically calculated if past failure data exists. Okay, so you have to be careful about that thing. And one more thing you have, which is the maintenance. Okay, so here also you can see the mean time between failure, the expected things and all, which will automatically be calculated. So next, let's plan and monitor work orders by work center. Odoo basically provides dedicated views to monitor your scheduled production. For that, I'm going to save this first of all. Okay, so the saving is going on. So as I said before, Odoo provides dedicated views to monitor your scheduled production. For that, you have to go to the manufacturing apps planning section, and you have planning by work center. So open planning by work center. So here different views shows the number of individual work orders, work orders scheduled, the minutes of production per hour, scheduled dates and times. Then you can also adjust the planning. So click on individual work orders to change their time or assigned works. So you can click on here and you can simply edit the start and stop date as well as the work center. That is what the editing looks like. That is how you adjust the planning of different work centers. Okay, it has different other views. This is a Gantt view. You have the list view of work orders planning. You have the calendar view. The same thing in pivot view as well as the graphical view. So these much views are available for work orders planning. Now let's monitor the work center performance. Okay, so for that you have to go to the configuration, then open the work centers. So you have to click on a specific work center. So this is the one which I created right now, so it might not have any data to show. I'm going to click on assembly 2. Okay, and you can see the smart buttons at top of the form display, where you have the OEE, which is the overall equipment effectiveness percentage of time the work center has been productive out of available hours. Then you have the lost hours. So the total time lost due to work stoppages is what is displayed over here. Then you have the load, that is estimated time to complete the current workload. Then comes the performance, which is real duration of work time as a percentage of the expected duration. So then you have the maintenances, which has come for the work center. So to track efficiency by different work shift, you need to set up specific working hours and duplicate your work center for each shift. Okay, so for that you have to go to a work center form. I'll choose the one which I created, cutting station. And then what you have to do is, in the working hour field, you have to click on the internal link icon. Okay, then what you have to do is you have to duplicate this. So yeah, if editing an existing day shift schedule, click this particular thing, and then you can simply click on what the duplicate one. Okay, so I'm going to click here as duplicate. Okay, so you have to rename the shift as day shift or night shift. Okay, so two shifts are to be created. So first one, I'm giving it as day shift. So let the copy be there. Okay, this is the day shift, and what you have to do is you have to specify the days. So you can see this is 40 hours per week. The average hour per day is 8. Let it be there. Now here you have Monday. I'm putting the Monday morning and all the edits have been, it's just Monday. Other two I am just removing. Okay, Monday afternoon I'm removing. Tuesday lunch and afternoon I'm removing. Similarly Wednesday, Thursday, did I mess up? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, Friday. So right now we only have 5 parts of the day, 5 days of the week. Sorry. Here I'm going to change the name to just Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. 5 days of the week. Okay. So you can see the day of the week which is given here, and every day I have to choose it as morning. So all the period of the day is morning. Here I'm going to change the time to 5, from 5 to 1. So this is going to be 30. So every time is going to change. Five, 5, 5, 5. Here also I'm specifying it as 5. And here 13. Every day I'm setting it to 5 and 13. That is from 5 to 13 it will come. So the duration you can see. So that is set. Okay. So once, like, we are going to, like, a manufacturer has 2 shifts a day from 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. and night shift from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. Starting working hours to match the day shift. So this is the day shift. So once the day shift is saved, you have to click, I'm going to save this. You have to click on this particular icon and duplicate it again. Then name it as what? Night shift. Okay. So the night shift is what I've named it right now. And here in the night shift, what you have to specify, it's all afternoon. Okay. Same days, afternoon. For every day, I'm setting it to afternoon. This is Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, and finally Friday afternoon. Then comes the work from. So it's from 13 to 21. So for all, I'm going to set it to 13 to 21. Set all. Okay. So now we have set all these things as well. So click on save. Okay, once it's done, you have to save. So this is from from a particular time to 9 p.m. It's how that works. Okay. So that is done. Now we have created 2 different shifts, which is night shift and day shift. Okay. So after that, you have to go to the, like, we are going to create duplicate work centers for multiple shifts. The shift setting and all is done. Okay. So for that, what you have to do is go to the configuration. You have to make sure this is saved. Okay. Go to the configuration and then choose the work center. So you have to duplicate the work center from the list view. You have to tick the checkbox of the work center and then go to the actions button, then select on duplicate. So you can see cutting station, one more is been duplicated. So open a work center form, click the actions button and select the duplicate. That's also another way of creating duplicates. Okay. So after that, you have to open this and you can rename it. So you can add the shift name to the work center's name. So if it's assembly line 1, then day shift. Assembly line 1, night shift. Like that. So this is cutting station. So I am giving it as day shift. Okay. And then you can assign the appropriate shift or like whether it's night shift or day shift hours to the respected duplicated work center. Click on this. You can see the day shift. I'm giving it over here. Saving it. Okay. So you can actually duplicate one more from here. Obviously the name will be same, right? So here I'm changing it to night shift. And you have to change the working hours from day shift to night shift. Okay, so now you have created different shifts for the same work center. Okay, so configure each shift specific work center to use its opposite shift counterpart. So for this, I am using the day shift as the counterpart, going back to the work center. And here I'm like changing this to night shift as the counterpart. Okay, so which ensures orders get assigned across the shifts. So here these both are connected. The alternative of the day shift, I'm giving it as a night shift, and for night shift I'm giving it as the day shift. So you can use tags like day shift, night shift for visual distinction. So within this setup, Odoo's reporting tool can compare performances by shifts. So if you go to the reporting, here you have the reporting, and from there if you choose the work orders, okay, the work orders can be found over here. You can simply click the remove icon to ready or waiting, that thing. Okay, and then like click the measures button and select duration deviation. See, this is the duration deviation, so click on that, and the report will now compare metrics like the duration deviation for each shift specific work center, allowing you to see which shift is more efficient. Okay, so by following these steps, you can effectively configure and utilize work centers in Odoo 18 to gain unparalleled control and insight into your manufacturing operation. So that's how you can easily deal with the work centers and the work orders. I hope that is clear for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys in the next video.